we only bring on the talented, good-looking guys, and that includes R.J. Broadhead, the voice of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, whom we don't talk to enough. How you doing, R.J.? What's going on, brother?
Hey, Rod, just driving, figured I'd talk to you. You can drive and do a video chat, can't you? That's legal, isn't it?
Yeah, you are. So, yeah, as far as we know, yes.
No,
Hey,
I'm a passenger. I'm a passenger.
I got you. Okay.
I think producer Clark has my calendar because there's always something going on every time he asks me, and I'm tired of making excuses and saying, "Hey, I got a busy schedule. I can't come on." So I said, "No matter what, I'm getting on with Rod on Monday, and we're making it work." It's great to chat with you. Just been busy doing a couple of jobs and waiting for the CFL season to roll around.
Approved.
I know. And I appreciate you fitting us in. And to be honest, can we start with the biggest news in your world today? And that is William Nylander, 8 years, $92 million, whatever it works out to. 8 years, 11.5 per season. They got it done. Your thoughts on this?
Well, kudos to William Nylander for not signing earlier, gambling on himself, and then coming out with a fantastic season. So he kind of put the Maple Leafs in a tough spot. If they want to keep him, he's emerging as, one of the top players in the league. So they had to pay him. So you like to see guys gamble on themselves and win. There's a lot of money in just a few guys on the Maple Leafs, and we've seen that hasn't worked for them in the past. We'll see if that changes this year with Brad Treliving as the general manager. They're on a pretty good roll right now, and they've got San Jose tomorrow. So the way things are going for the Sharks, that's probably going to be a Leafs win.
I got to ask you, 11 in a row. I think they've lost. I got to ask you this, and maybe it's unfair, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Are you hockey first or football first? Because I listen to those TiCats games, and I'm like, RJ, and I told you this at Grey Cup. I'm like, you know the game, bro. I didn't know that you knew it that well. What is your mother tongue sports-wise?
Great question, but, Saskatchewan guys, we had one professional team in the province when you and I were growing up, so everybody followed the Riders, and I loved listening to your so for me, I'm still a hockey guy, but I've always loved the CFL, and the Tiger Cats organization is top-notch. It's been a great 3 seasons. I'm looking forward to a 4th. So, yeah, the CFL is near and dear to my heart, but I'm always a hockey guy. Wouldn't mind calling games again, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I really enjoy listening to those TiCats games. You guys do a great job. You got a great crew. Fan twos aside, you got a great crew there. And so I'm joking when I say that. So with Bo Levi agreeing to what is roughly a 50% pay cut on Friday, or was announced on Friday, did that catch you off guard at all, or did you not get sucked in when he said after the playoff loss that his days were probably done there?
Yeah, I thought that probably wasn't going to be great for his future with the Tigers. But this is kind of a win-win for both sides. Bo, if you asked him, he would say it's not the season he wanted to have. Injuries, he hardly played, and then when he came back, he really wasn't in a groove. It was tough to mesh with all the players on offense. So it was just a really tough year for him. It was a tough year for the Tiger Cats in that situation with so many expectations on Bo coming in and, of course, hosting the Grey Cup. So with Bo taking an incentive-laden deal now with the restructuring of the contract, it's great. If he can stay healthy and produce, he's going to get a nice paycheck. So he's going to do all right in that aspect. And the Tiger Cats are happy to pay him that if he can go out and produce and help them win football games.
My last one for you is, what does it mean to have Orlando Steinauer go upstairs all the way up to the penthouse, Ed Hervey take over as GM, and Scott Milanovich as head coach? How do you think that's going to play out?
Yeah, there were a lot of hats for Orlando the last couple of years, and pressure. 2 of the last 3 Grey Cups were hosted by the by the Tiger Cats, and you look at the injuries to the offensive line, the quarterbacks over the past couple of seasons. It's a lot of wear and tear on a coach, and he's had that president role, but now he can just focus on that. And Ed Hervey's come in; he definitely deserves to have a general manager's job in the CFL, and he's got Orlando right there if he needs any tips or anything. And of course, Scott Milanovich, the risk was possibly losing him out of the organization if he didn't get a prominent role. And he's had success in the CFL. We all know that. And maybe a different voice will be good for the team and the Tiger Cats. So I think it's great for this season. Personally, I love Scott Milanovich. I love Ed Hervey, but I'm a Coach O guy. He's treated me first class for 3 years and even before that. So I'm glad he's still going to be around and running things and overseeing things. I'm sure we'll still have our chats, but it's a good thing for the organization, and I'm excited to see what 2024 has for the Tiger Cats with Scott in as head coach and Ed as GM and O staying as the president.
I love it. We've covered a lot of ground here. My last one is, tell me about the new station that you're at. I saw your post. That's very exciting. I watched a game here in Sunrise with Sammy Cosentino the other day. He said it's not far from your house because it's perfect for everybody. What's the deal?
Yeah. So we bought a couple of acres back in 2020, kind of in the COVID time. You know, Saskatchewan guy. I grew up on 80 acres, so I wanted a little bit of land and wound up meeting Kevin Brown with Bayshore Broadcasting, Peter McEwen, who's one of the most fantastic guys. He's the producer for TiCats Audio Network. He introduced me to Kevin, and we got talking and thought could do a little bit of a sports segment, do some news too, which that's going back to the roots, back to the old Rosetown Kindersley days for me. So it's good to expand the horizons and be on the air every day and get lots of reps. So keep them busy with a couple of jobs, and they were good with me keeping the TiCats, and TiCats were good with me working for them. So it's a win-win. I'll have a busy summer, but that's okay.
Hey, again, Saskatchewan guy, not afraid to work. RJ, looks like right. Everything's coming up Millstone in 2024, man. Thanks for fitting us in. Thanks to your driver. I got to get me a driver, man. Thanks for this, man. Safe travels.
Okay, thanks, Rod.
RJ Broadhead, the voice of the Hamilton Tiger Cats.